Back with another video for you today, and today we have a review for the latest fragrance from the house of Kerosene called Walk the Sea. This right here. I'm going to review this for you, plus you're going to have a chance at winning a full bottle of Walk the Sea if you are a subscriber of this channel from the USA, Canada, European Union, and Australia. So please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If you love watching fragrance reviews, discovering new fragrances and new brands, and participating in giveaways, and still haven't subscribed to this channel, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. And that's right, today we're reviewing the latest release from the house of Kerosene called Walk the Sea. This one right here. This was launched in 2018. The concentration is Eau de Parfum, and the perfumer behind this is Pegg. The fragrance in a 100ml bottle like this retails for $140. I'm going to tell you about the giveaway and the information on how to participate at the end of the video. But also I want to mention that there is a charity association with this fragrance. Kerosene is contributing $10 from the sale of every bottle of Walk the Sea, wholesale or retail, to a charity, which I'll have the link in the info box. They've already managed to feed a whole entire village in the Dominican Republic for a week by the sales of this fragrance. So this is a great deal for this fragrance if you ever end up picking up a bottle of Walk the Sea. So for notes here in Walk the Sea, we have sea salt, white florals, cedar, ambergris, and musk. And if you recently caught my video 25 aquatic and beachy fragrances, I had featured Walk the Sea in that video, and I was just exploring this fragrance for a couple of weeks and wanted to feature it in there because it is truly a unique type of an aquatic fragrance, whereas a lot of the other fragrances that I featured in that video seem to be very happy and uplifting and fun. I find Walk the Sea a little more darker, a little more gothic, and I want to explain to you why I get that in this video. Upon initial spray, immediately the saltiness takes over. It is like definitely sea salt at the top. You get the aquatic touches that the sea salt is associated with. It does get a little, it smells like the sea. So, but it's definitely salty. It's like you're breathing salty sea air, really, really strong at the top. But it doesn't get really aquatic, if that makes sense. It is definitely salty, and it definitely smells like the sea, but it's not overly aquatic. As soon as the fragrance is drying down, you do pick up white flowers. There's a ton of different flowers here. I'm having a difficult time making out the flowers, but to me, it's not tuberose. I don't think it's tuberose. They're more of like more faint type of flowers, and I also pick up perhaps jasmine, but it's kind of like a potpourri of different white flowers where they do have some type of a prominent smell to them, but not overly strong and white floral, if that makes sense. So that starts happening, and then you start picking up the woody notes. Cedar comes through. And then of course it starts getting animalic here towards the end. You do pick up ambergris. It is more salty and woody at this time. And then a musk settles in as well, where it becomes a little tad bit more dark and animalic. Now it is, as I said, more darker for me because all the notes here tend to be a little more on the darker side. And I think what's making it as bright as possible is the white floral notes in here. And if I had a little more white floral notes in this fragrance, it would be more of a happy, uplifting fragrance. But you know what? I don't associate Kerosene personally to be like this happy, fun kind of a brand. I associate Kerosene's fragrances more to be on the darker side. I think they have a more like a rock and roll, kind of like a indie rock kind of a styling to them, and that's why I think this fragrance, Walk the Sea, is more appropriate in line with the image and the look of this brand. This type of aquatic fragrance where it's not like this happy-go-lucky kind of a fun, beachy kind of a fragrance, where it does have its dark moments associated with the fragrance because of the darker notes that are in this fragrance, which I find to be more unique compared to everything else that's out there, whereas everything gets to be more bright and happy. But there are some people that want an aquatic fragrance, but they don't want all that fun and happiness to go along with it. And now I'm not saying this is like a downer kind of a fragrance, because it's definitely not. I just find some of the notes to be darker. Now this is me, this is my experience, this is with my body chemistry. You might have a complete different experience with this fragrance, but I experienced this. It just tends to be more a darker type of aquatic fragrance. Now the musk towards the end of the fragrance does get a little animalic, as I said, and the combo of the ambergris and the musk together is really, really great. I like that a lot about it. It's soft, woody, It's a bit aquatic still, and it's musky. It's pleasant, a really, really great dry down for this fragrance, and that I enjoy. And again, it is very fitting for the brand itself and their image, as I find Kerosene fragrance is very, very kind of edgy, indie, and more kind of like rock. And I think the names of the fragrances also tend to be very like lyrical to me, like they're the names of songs. And I think the name Walk to Sea, isn't there like a Johnny Cash song? I can't remember. I'm not too familiar with Johnny Cash, but I am in the music business, and the names of the fragrances kind of tend to be kind of like very song-like to me. And perhaps the fragrances themselves are inspired by songs too. That's how the brand comes off to me. And I think probably the only bright fragrance I know from the House of Kerosene is Unknown Pleasures, which is a very, very beautiful and cozy gourmand fragrance. But everything else I think I've sampled tends to be a little more on the darker side. And the other thing I want to mention also is, I was going to mention this at the beginning of the video, if you don't know Kerosene and John Pegg started out as a reviewer on YouTube, just like me here. He used to review fragrances, and I used to watch him and Robes and probably Al from Street Sense, probably the three guys that I first started watching in the early 2010s. Now Kerosene, or John Pegg, has started his fragrance brand Kerosene, and has a ton of different fragrances for you to choose from. So if you're not familiar, please look that up on YouTube, and also check out the website and discover some of their fragrances, as I think Unknown Pleasures, which I absolutely love, is my favorite from the house because I love gourmand fragrances. And also Follow is their coffee fragrance, which I also find really, really lovely. And I do have a video interview that I have shot with John Pegg of Kerosene. If you care to watch it, it is in the info box. Please do watch. And that was during the time of launch of the fragrance Follow. But this is my review for Walk to Sea. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. And if you want to participate in the giveaway for Walk to Sea, a full bottle of Walk to Sea, if you are a subscriber from the USA, Canada, European Union, or Australia, please put a comment down below and let me know what your favorite current aquatic fragrance is, and what your favorite current dark fragrance is. And please list your country so that you qualify. And make sure you're subscribed, as I said at the beginning of the video. And other than that, guys, please let me know your thoughts on Walk to Sea. If you've sampled it, do you care to sample it? Are you a fan of Kerosene? Do you have any of the fragrances? Please list all those down so I can find out if you know about the brand and if you've been wearing some of the Kerosene fragrances. Otherwise, please like this video, please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.